All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are on the air here for the final match of the weekend for the Morris Cougars. I think everything looks good here. We've got the batteries recharged, both literally and figuratively. The actual batteries are charged, and we got a chance to get away for a bit and recharge our batteries. We enjoyed a nice lunch at the Eagle's Nest Sports Bar and Grill, just literally on the other side of the building here at Mitchell Hall, and some good burgers there. They had Spotted Cow, which is, for those of you who know, beer that is a beer that can only be gotten in Wisconsin. So we enjoyed that. Some conversation there. The only thing playing on the 15 plus monitors I saw in there was the Badger football game. I did not think it would be proper of me to ask for the Gopher game to be put on. I don't think that would have flown too high at the Eagle's Nest. So we are getting ready here. The team's going through their hitting lines. We got about a minute 40 to go before we're on the air, or before the match starts. We are on the air as far as I know. So hopefully the Cougars come out of their lunch break in good fashion here. We'll be taking on the host school. The UW La Crosse is our host. They are the Eagles, and they have played back-to-back matches here. So maybe that'll play in their favor. They just defeated Bethany in 4 sets. So whether they're tired or not sure, but they didn't have to be here. They're the 11 o'clock match. The Cougars, of course, came out with a nice win from their match this morning against the Simpson Storm. We swept the Simpson Storm. I have to say that slow. And we are ready to take on the UW La Crosse Eagles. Of course, we know at least one of their players very well, Justine Bastier, who's an outside, was on a couple of Laura's teams at Northern Lights. She is a Lakeville North product, so we'll be talking about her a little bit. Her folks are directly across the court from us. And just for the fun of it, because I can, I'll zoom in on them. There's Ed and Connie sitting right on the other end there. We enjoyed visiting with them. So there you go, a little look in at some of the fans here that we have gotten to know over the years. So we'll see how things shape up here for the Cougars. Try and get you a good view right about there. I think should be good. We've moved courts. We are on the main court now. Try and get a little bit further. We don't need to get R1 in there. So maybe about there. We'll see how that works. I know you miss the servers who like to stand on the left side here, but that's kind of the view we have. There's not much we can do about it here. Could have gone to the other end, I suppose, but boy, there's not a lot of room there. You got fans right up against that wall that you can see on the far end underneath the big video board there. So we're about ready to go here. Let's see who's on the floor for the Cougars. Newton, Molstead, Brunn, Wellbrock, Nash, and Jones. And we are ready to go at the service line. Jackie Otterer for the Eagles, the right-hander, is ready to put the ball into play here. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton quick into Jones. That middle offense, I always feel like that is something you need to get working right away, get that timing down. And if it's all comes together right, generally a very successful offense to run. We'll see if the Cougars go back to that here as Sid Eckhoff puts the ball in to play, just skimming over the net surface there. Well done. And, oh, that one comes right at us. Wellbrock's there to pick it up. Nash tips over, picked up in the backcourt by the Eagles. Left side attack skims up off the block here. Jones has to take the bump set. Brunn sends this over on the roll shot into the middle and off the block. Point Eagles. Now this time the scoreboard is our scoreboard. Of course, you can't see it right now. We'll look at that from time to time, but it's at least easy for us to look. 1-1 here. And the set is with Brianne Korducki. Hopefully I'm saying that right. The bump set here, the run through, and free balled over by Nash. Eagles set up, left pin, up off the block. Oh, Eckhoff diving at that one. Not able to bring that one up. And Korducki will continue at the stripe. She is a senior from Watertown, Wisconsin. Right-hander puts the ball into play here. Wellbrock, trouble with this one. And it's 3-1 Eagles. Similar to the start we had this morning, I feel like the Cougars are a little bit of a slow starting team. They have to get the diesels revved up, and then things start to happen. Jones tips this over, and there's chaos. His body's flying all over the place on the Eagles side of the court, trying to get that one up unsuccessfully. 3-2 Eagles early going here in set number one. Zembeck at the line. Good serve, and it is an ace. I suppose technically if they got a second touch on that, that may not be counted as an ace. As far as I know, it's either no touches or one touch that is the definition of an ace. But we're going to give her one there. That was a great serve. Libero picks this up. We'll get some names for you here on the lacrosse side. Brunn coming in to get that one, and then the ball went out on her, and she just could not make the adjustment for that. 4-3 Eagles, and at the stripe is Anna Rosner. The right-hander sends it over. Zembeck there to pick this one up. Out to the left side. Wellbrock off the block. Eagles push it over, and confusion there about who should take that ball, and it was deep in the one. Point Eagles, 5-3. We're just getting going here. Schedule pretty close here today. We're just a few minutes late. Previous match went 4, so we lost about 5, maybe 7 minutes there. Not a big deal. Ball, oh, the Cougars let that one go, and that was a couple of feet in. I know it looks good when they let it go and it's out, but when it's in, then it's kind of painful for the fans to watch that ball hit inbounds. Rosner continues at the line here. Good serve there, but picked up nicely by Brunn. Over to Wellbrock. She's looking to tool here. The defense picks this up over to the right side. Wow. What a swing there. I didn't see. I think that was Grace Nomensen on that swing from New Glarus, Wisconsin. The serve will continue with Anna Rosner here. She is a senior from Wauwatosa. Good serve, Wellbrock. There's a little trouble with this one, and the Cougs, similar to this morning, in an early hole here, 8-3. Rosner will continue at the stripe for the Eagles. Ball's over. It's another good serve here. Newton over to Wellbrock, looking for hands, finds them, but the defense picks this one up over to the right side. And an attack there from Gabby Johnson. Stevens Point, transfer from St. Cloud State. And that's a point for the Cougs. That's going to bring Maggie Jones to the service stripe, the senior out of St. Paul. Ball put into play here. Tipped over from the right side. Cougars set up over to Wellbrock. Block is there. They'll have to reload here. Back to Wellbrock again. She takes another swing at it. Libero picks this up, and the middle finds an open spot there in the 4 and just kind of drops it over the net. Nobody there to pick that one up. Nomensen will be at the service stripe here. Sent over. Shaler, Newton, boom, boom, boom. And the ball is not rolling the Cougars' way here in set number one. It's 10-4. You got to find a way again out of this hole. We did it this morning. They can do it again. Newton over to Wellbrock. Sends it over. That one falls in and behind the donut. 5 serving 10. Eagles ahead here. Newton, the West Fargo native, at the service stripe. Ball put into play here, picked up by the Eagles. The bump set over to the left side. Big swing. The block sends it back. Nicely done on that one, Cougars. See if Mackenzie Newton can put a few away here and get us back into this. 10-6, not an insurmountable margin by any stretch. Just like to see a fast start, and that does not seem to be the signature of this team at the moment. This is a good serve. Defense scrambling here out of system. Zembeck. Newton, the back set over to Molstead. I like that play. The left-handed right side tools the block well there. And Newton will continue at the service stripe here. 7 serving 10. Set number 1. Final match of the tournament for the Cougars. Newton serves this short into the 4. A little trouble with this one too. They're going to get an attack out of it. Can the Cougars get this over? Yes, Molstead sends this over into the middle and nobody there. And that one falls in. 11-7 or 7-11, the convenience store point, if you like it that way. Gabby Johnson. Zembeck. Serve receive, giving the Cougars fits here in the early going on set number 1. Johnson will continue. Wellbrock. Newton goes back to Wellbrock, up off hands, and that one comes back over, and the coverage under the block there not so good, and that's a timeout for the Cougars, and 13-7. We'll do a look in here at the huddle as Coach Susan Guth opts to talk it over here. And we will stay with you through this one and just give you a recap of where things are at. Last night, Cougars starting this tournament off with a 5-set thriller. They were near to completing a reverse sweep against Augsburg. Did a great job to come back. The 5th set, I think they ran out of gas in the 5th set. This morning, again, we had a really slow start and did a great job to come back, get set 1, and then pretty good performances in sets 2 and 3 to close out Simpson College in straight sets. So there's a good precedent here for us to come back, and we just want to see that and not wait too long. It is already 13-7. So there's a little update for you. Again, we are in Mitchell Hall on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. A beautiful day here in Bluff Country as Johnson continues at the stripe. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton quick into the middle. Shaler up off the defense. I think this one's going to come back. Run there. Again, Shaler gets this one over, finds a spot there in the shallow 4. Laura Wellbrock will come to the service line for the Cougars. The right-hander out of Northfield. You can see her on the left side of your screen there. Sends this one over. Trouble. That's, again, probably technically not an ace. But we're going to give her an ace. We're going to give her an alligator ace here. That's Dan Stein, Alligator Crocodile Environment Removal Services. We appreciate your support. Wellbrock sends it over again here. Right side attack. And, oh, wow, right on the line in the 5. Again, a yellow line on a yellowish wood court. I can't even see that. But we'll take the line judge's call on that one. As the libero Emma Luma is at the line here. This one well long, about 6-8 feet long. We'll take that. And it's Eagles 14, Cougars 10. Ava Brunn at the line here for the Cougars. The Lake City product puts the ball into play here, picked up by her counterpart. Over to the left side. I'm sorry, I'm getting my directions mixed up here. That one not successful for the Eagles. Going to keep Brunn at the stripe here. Great addition to the team, playing fantastic in these early season matches. Middle attack here. Wow. That is Anna Rosner. Well executed play there for the Eagles. Jackie Otterer at the line. She is from Marthasville, Missouri. It looks like a transfer from, I'm not sure if she's a transfer. I shouldn't guess that. All right, that's Lydia Nash on the attack. She tools the block on the left side for the Cougars. Little by little, they're getting themselves back into this. It's going to be Sid Eckhoff serving 12, serving 15. Cougars within 3 here. As Eckhoff sends it over, picked up there by the libero, pushed over to the left pin. Big swing, the block is there. A combination of Jones and Newton, and this one comes off. The block gets a piece of it. Some great defense there for the Cougars. Brunn sends this over. Quick middle. Brunn gets the first contact on this one, and the Eagles will set up here on the right side. Strong attack there. I think that I did not see who that was, but really nice swing there from the right side for the Eagles, and they extend this back to 4 at the stripe for Ducky. Nash there to pick this up. Newton over to Welbrock out of the back row, and a little trouble handling this. The free ball comes over. Welbrock again looking for a spot in the donut, doesn't find it. Players falling all over each other, but they managed to get it back to the Eagles. Quick into Jones, comes right back, and sent over by Newton. Well done, Cougars. 16-13. Zembeck into the match to serve. The Victoria native sends over a good serve, and it's off the defense. I think if they complete this, they're not quite able to bring it back. Jones right there to make sure that went straight down to the floor. Cougars within 2 here. Zembeck 14, serving 16, set 1. Final match of the tournament here. Zembeck sends it, looking to send it short, and it comes up a little too short. Finds the net strings. And Anna Rosner will come in to serve here for the UWL Eagles. And this one picked up by Welbrock. Newton quick over to Jones. A little different look there for the Cougars. I like it. Picked up though by, and a great block for Maggie Jones. Sends that one back to sender. Jones earns her way to the service stripe. The right-hander takes measure, sends it over, picked up here by the Eagles. Try to get some names for you here. The one-handed set, and it's out. Jones dives at it. Luckily, she didn't get any contact on that one. Keeps her spot on the service line here. Takes aim. Sent over. Eagles go with a right side attack here, up off the block. Either way, it was in. Back in the 5. Jones takes a seat on the bench temporarily as Brunn comes back into the match. And Nomenson at the service stripe for the Eagles. Welbrock pushes this one over. Defense is there to cover it. Out of the back row. Newton over to Welbrock. We got a ball almost on the court. Nash saves that. And the right side attack, I think that was Reese Yoakum, but I'm not sure I saw that right, so still working on getting some of the names down here. Serve comes over here for Nomanson, and that's an ace. Again, Cougars plagued by serve receive issues right at the moment here. We need to sort that out. Nomanson will continue at the stripe. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton backs up. And it's sent over by Zembeck. The overpass. And Shaler goes left and right, trying to find a place here. And this one skips off the defense too. And the Cougars in peril here in set number 1, looking for a timeout. And we get it right there. And we will look in on the Crosse huddle for you here as we recap where things are at. 21-16 in favor of the host Eagles. See what the Cougars can cook up here to try to get themselves back into set number 1. We got close. We were within 2, I think. And then it went back to 4 and 5, and we're getting late in the set. If you're going to make a move, you need to make it right now. And we'll see what Coach Susan Guth cooks up coming out of this timeout. We could certainly use a service error. That would help. And R2 tells the Morris bench they have used their 2 timeouts that they are allotted in this set. Here we go. Reset your view for you. I know it's not ideal, but really no other option here as Nomanson continues at the stripe. And the slide here, Shaler tips it up over the block, but the block just sending that right back, getting up high enough there to send that back to an open spot in the floor. And the Cougars need to find a solution right now. Nomanson continues. Wellbrock there. Over to the left side, back to her. And this one does finally roll down on the Eagles side of the net. So 22-17 in favor of La Crosse as Mackenzie Newton comes to the service stripe. The right-hander sends it over, and Libero has to dive for this. And a strong attack there off of the block from the right side for La Crosse. 23 serving 17 for Gabby Johnson. Right-hander sends it over. That was a real knuckleball. And Shaler able to find a spot through that single block to get that one down. And Wellbrock will come to the service stripe here. 18 serving 23. Tall order, but it can be done. Wellbrock sends it over into the middle, pushed back, looking for a spot, don't find it. Nash sends it back over. Out of the back row here, spun up off the block. We should get this one back. Wellbrock sends it over to Nash. It's a free ball opportunity, though, for the Eagles on the right side. They've been successful there, and it works again. I think they were expecting a strong swing there, and instead the off-speed pitch comes from the right side, and it is set point here for the UWL Eagles. Libero sends it long, and that's what the Cougars needed. No margin for error in set 1, as it is 19 serving 24. Ava Brunn at the stripe. Puts it in play into the middle again, and nobody around that ball at all. Well struck into the 5 zone, and that is the end of set 1. We're going to step away for a minute. We'll be back with you in a couple minutes. This is a special presentation of University of Minnesota Morris Cougar Volleyball on the Spolybrock Sports Network, SBS N08, The Ocho. All right, folks, we're back again here. We're in Mitchell Hall on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Beautiful campus here. Enjoyed our stay very much here in Bluff Country. It's our second visit. We were in Winona 2 weeks ago at St. Mary's and really enjoying our time here at La Crosse. Cougars dropping set one. I think it was 25-19. And we are on the other side now, so you'll have to put up with the view that isn't quite as nice, but we got a ball running through the court here, and we'll get that removed. All right, here we go. Over to the left pin here for the Eagles. And they tool the block coming out of the set break. They are in control of this match, of the momentum, I guess I should call it that. They have all the momentum on their side right at the moment. We'll see what we can do with it here. This is Korducki at the line. Nash takes this one. Oh, the Cougars way out of system on this. And boy, that would have gone out. That's a gift. Right side attack. Doesn't matter. It's off the defense there. And the Cougars in a 2-0 hole here early in set two. We got to get our serve receive going here a little bit. That's part of the issue. Wellbrock there with a good one here. And Nash tools the block. When you're in system, good things happen. And that's what the Cougars did on that play. That's going to get Sid Eckhoff back to the line, the Henning native. Looks over for direction, and this, oh, nice. It did look like it was going to go wide. The defender backed away from it at the last second. I don't know if it curled back in or what? Something happened there because that did find the line. I had a good look at that. Well called by our line judge here as Eckhoff continues. Same exact place. Good serve there. Oh, wow, what a back set there on the right side. That one's out. No, it's in. I thought that was out. Maybe there was a touch. Doesn't matter. It's a point for the Eagles. 3 serving 2, second set. Anna Rosner at the line for the Eagles. Right-hander puts over a good serve. Wellbrock there to pick it up. Run the bump set over to Nash. Nice attack, but picked up there by the Eagles. Swatted over to open spot in the 2 for the Eagles. Good court vision there for the right side to just flip that to where the Cougars were not. Rosner will continue at the stripe here. Wellbrock picks this one up. Jones with a little authority, but the defense gets it back over. The Cougars reset. Jones tries it again. This one spins along the tape and rolls out to our left. Rosner, again, a 6'2" senior from Wauwatosa East High School. Nash slides in to take this one again into the middle. Jones, and we got a net violation here on the Cougars. I think Jones herself was perhaps in the net on that one. Rosner got a little run here. I think she's got a 4-point service run. Right-hander sends it over. Nash there to pick this one up, and it goes right into the tape and rolls down the strings, and the wheels are loose on the Cougar bus right now. We need to tighten up the lug nuts here and get things back into action as Rosner continues, and there we go. A nice gift from the Eagles, a service error as that one floats long out of the 5-6 seam. Mary Kate Zembeck, number 3, in for the Cougars, puts it in play. Loma there with the pickup, and a big swing there for Grace Nomanson. Some substitutions here for the Eagles as Yoakum comes into the match. Nomanson earns her way to the service stripe and puts one in right down the line there. Wellbrock there to pick it up. Set goes back to her. Cross court swing over to the left pin here for the Eagles. That is airmailed back out of zone 5-6. Oh, I don't know what we got called. I'm sure that was out. Well, I don't know. I must not be looking at the right thing. Nomanson, in any event, continues at the line here. Wellbrock sends this up, almost hits that backboard, and this one is out. I don't know what is going on here. I'm missing some things. That one looked like a great swing to me, just clearing the antenna and landing back here in the 1. I don't know. Either my vision is going bad, I need a new set of glasses, or there's something else going on. I don't know. Anyway, there's a timeout on the court here. It's 10-3 for the Eagles. We're going to be back with you in a moment. All right, we're back again. I don't know, maybe I need some new glasses. I'm just not seeing some of this stuff. But whatever, it is what it is. And what it is it's a 10-3 lead for the Eagles in set number 2. And Grace Nomanson dominating from the service stripe right at the moment. Cougars got to figure this out. Run there to get this one. And the overpass, Wellbrock. Newton Jones tries to flip it back into one. The defense not fooled by that. Out of the back row here for the Eagles, that is Korducky. Wellbrock, the free ball over. Korducky takes this one. Loma sends this into the middle. That was Katie Koisman. And some of the fans here have to walk a little bit to work off some of their tension, as things just not going the way of the Cougars right at the moment. Brunn with a nice pass here. Newton sends it over to the left side here, and this one is out for Gabby Johnson. All right. Still seems to be a little confusion here there's some smiles, so I don't know if the officials took too long of a lunch or something either. All right, they're working it out here. Madeline Monaco into the match with the serve here. The bump set over to the left side, up off the block. Cougars are going to bring this one back over to Wellbrock on the left side, up off the block. Korducky there with a nice pickup, pushed over to the left pin and tight to the net. And that is a point for the Cougars. Monaco continues at the stripe, 5 serving 11. Oh, nice serve here. Loma picks this one up, though, over to the right side, up over the block. Monaco there to pick it up, and this one long. Point Eagles, 12 serving 5 for Johnson. Right-hander sends it over. Brunn with a good pickup there over to the left side. Wellbrock. That one, I think she was under the ball a little bit and sent it just a little bit long. And Johnson will continue at the stripe here. 13-5. The Eagles firmly in control of this match as Zembeck picks this one up. Shaler with a nice swing, but the defense there to pick it up. Over to Korducky, and she forces that through the block. Brianne Korducky out of Watertown, Wisconsin. It's going to keep Johnson at the stripe here. Gabby Johnson, 5'9", senior out of Stevens Point. Spins the ball, puts it in play. Zembeck there to pick it up. The bump set over to Wellbrock. Block says no, sends it back. Cougars flip it over. Right side attack. Up over off the block and down for Reese Yoakum from DeForest. And Zembeck rolls the ball back here. Oh, 15 serving 5. The Cougars looking for an answer to the Eagles here. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Quick. Shaler sends it over, and finally that run is broken. Molstead into the match for Eckhoff. Mackenzie Newton, the West Fargo product, at the stripe for Morris. And this one, oh, man, I thought maybe that caught the corner, but it did not. I know you can't see that. I don't have that corner in my frame, but that one, wow, really close. And Loma serving here, man, she favors a spot way in the back. And boy, the wheels have literally fallen off here in set 2. I don't think tightening up the lug nuts is going to do it here. I think we need to turn our car into an airplane if we're going to come out of this one. And a service ace. A service ace for Loma, and that's a timeout. And wow, I don't know what to say. 18-6 in favor of the Eagles. And we're going to take a short break here. We'll let you look in and see what the Morris Cougars are going to cook up here. We need to cook something up. Coach Shannon out there giving them some of her thoughts. We will be back in a moment. All right. We'll get your view spun back out here. Something like that. See what the Cougars talked about in that timeout. And almost a joust there right at the net. And a swing from Korducky finds the net strings, and she taps herself saying that's on me. So 7 serving 18 here for the Cougars. Looking for an answer to the UW La Crosse Eagles. Not finding it at the moment. Wellbrock is at the service straight. Right-hander sends it over. Johnson there to pick this one up. A quick. The back set for the Cougars to Nash. The block sends it back. We'll try it again. It doesn't work the second time. 19-7. Otterer back into the match. She will take the serve here for the Eagles. Looks over for direction. Serve is over. Wellbrock there to pick it up. Newton over to Molstead. Up off the block. Johnson's there on the defense. The bump set over to Nomenson. And this is a point for the Cougars. That's going to bring Ava Brunn in to serve here. The libero for the Cougars, 8 serving 19, and good serve. Johnson there, though, to pick it up, and got a ball on the court. That one running right through the middle. That's one that could be really dangerous if someone is going up to either set, on a jump set, or an attack. You come down on that ball, and it could be really ugly. So good to stop play. Brunn does it again, and another good serve here. Libero there to pick it up. The overpass sent back by Jones. But play continues here. Nash up off hands. Point Cougars. You can come back. Anything can happen. 9 serving 19. It's an uphill battle here. But the only one that the Cougars can fight at the moment is Brunn. Sends over another good serve here. And the on-2 falls into that Texas-sized spot in the middle of the court that we affectionately refer to as the donut. Everything going the way here of the La Crosse Eagles. 20 serving 9 for Korducky. The back set here, Molstead comes right through, and Korducky does a nice job to get a hand on that ball. Saved us. He's coming right in to the broadcast position here. A nice swing from Molstead. And Sid Eckhoff at the line for the Cougars. Korducky takes this one and shanks that. And a little bit of a slowdown in the momentum here, at least. I hesitate to say that we have the momentum, but we've stanched the bleeding temporarily here. So let's get back into this thing. The bump set over to Johnson up off the block. Newton, a good spot for the setter dump, the on-2. for Mackenzie Newton. Eckhoff will continue. 12 serving 20 for your Morris Cougars. Eckhoff way in across court. Good serve there. Johnson has to send it over, but nobody home in the one. A lot of spots open on the court here on the Cougar side for whatever reason. And it is the palindrome point again, 21-12, 2-1-1-2. As Rosner from Wauwatosa will put the ball into play, the right-hander. Sent high into the air here. Newton, the on-two. Out of the back row is Korducki, and a ball running through again, and no one called anything on that one, but apparently it didn't impact anything. Johnson down the line. Cougars unable to handle that one. 22-12. I think Coach Susan Guth is up saying, hey, we need a redo here. That ball ran right through our defenders. And Coach Shannon out talking to Sid Eckhoff here and imparting some words of wisdom. It looks a little bit heated was the word I was going to use. Intense. I don't know. You can put your own word in there. Coach Susan Guth, I think, arguing this point a little bit because we need a disruption in play to to try to get ourselves back into this thing. Let's see what they're going to call here. Are we going to get a redo? I don't think so. Nope, no redo. Rosner at the line. The right-hander sends it over. Wellbrook there to pick it up. Newton quick into the middle. Jones comes through unabated. Nicely done, Maggie Jones. That middle attack working well for the Cougars when they have the timing right. And of course, that takes all three things. It takes a three pass. It takes a good set and a good connection to the middle. They did have all of that there. Korducki picks this one up. Pushed all the way over to the left pin. Johnson up over the block. Eckhoff comes rolling in to get that one. The bump set out of the back row trying to spin that off the block. Cougars cover it. Wellbrook looking for the same shot. The bump set over to Johnson. Swung up. Offhand sends it back. Johnson will try it again. Again off hands. Crazy play here. High bump set from Eckhoff. Sent over from the back row. And Maggie Jones and Laura Wellbrook team up on that block. Nice play. Crazy rally for both squads on that one. 22-14. Cougars, I guess at this point, I would say looking for some momentum to take in to the third set. But, you know, anything can happen. Korducki shanks this ball off the back wall here at Mitchell Hall. Anything can happen. We saw that this morning when the Cougs had a 21-12 lead, and well, it was last night, I guess. I'm starting to lose track of my time. And ultimately lost that set. So anything can happen. We just need to stick with 1 point at a time as Johnson looking for a spot here. Sent back over by Newton. Pushed over to the left side. Johnson again. Set was too far to the outside there. And Johnson unable to do anything with that one. And we get a timeout for the La Crosse Eagles. So we will look in at their huddle here. And we will be back with you in a moment. Again, this is a special presentation of the Spolybrock Sports Network. You are watching University of Minnesota Morris Cougar Volleyball. All right, a short break there. Get you back centered up here. (16) serving 22 for Zembeck. For the Cougars, sends this over. Loma right there to pick it up. Sent over the on two. Newton pushes it back. The back set. Cougars cover this one. Sent back over. Korducky there for Lacrosse. High set. Big attack for Johnson and a nice defensive play there for Brunn. Out of the back rows, Korducky. The bump set from Brunn over to Wellbrock. But picked up by the libero. Nothing much hits the floor here for Lacrosse. Up off the block, off the defense, and down 23-16 in set number 2. Nomenson at the line here for the Eagles. Sends it over. Jones and a nice attack. Ping pongs off the block and down. 17-23. Hey, it's only 6 points. We can do this. But we need to go on a nice run here. And Madeline Monaco is in to provide that. And a good serve here picked up by Loma. Johnson unloads on this ball, but the block sending it back. Hey, 18-23. Cougars clawing their way back into the second set here. Monaco continuing at the stripe. The Milwaukee native, and this one finds the net strings, and now it's down to set point here for the Eagles. Gabby Johnson at the stripe. Sends it over, picked up by Zembeck. Almost hit that backboard again. Wellbrock with the attack. Tools the block, rolls it up over the tape and off of the defense. 19-24. Saw a comeback once from, I think, 24-14. So it can be done, but you have to play spotless volleyball. Newton, the serve, pushed over to the left pin. Korducky with a big attack. And unfortunately, that's going to do it in set number 2. So we will give you a short break here as the teams switch over. And we'll see what the Cougars can cook up in the third set. 25-19, 25-19. This is University of Minnesota Morris Cougar Volleyball, a special presentation of the Spoley Brock Sports Network, SBS 108, the Ocho. Be back in a moment. All right, volleyball fans, we are back in Mitchell Hall. We are ready for set 3. It is a must-win for your Morris Cougars. Some valiant comeback attempts in that second set after having been down by, I think, as much as 10. They got it back to 6. Maybe got it back to 5 a couple times, but unable to quite get over the hump. And we'll see what set 3 holds for the Cougars. I have a feeling that there's some tired ladies out on the floor. These weekend tournaments are, I think, fun for the parents and fans because you get to see a lot of matches in a short period of time, all in the same location. But I got to believe they are very difficult for the players to maintain energy through 3, sometimes 4 matches in 2 days at these events. And I can't say I blame them for running low on energy. You only hope you can kind of get through the highs and lows and come out on top. All right, we're ready to go here. Jackie Otterer will put the ball into play for the Eagles. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton over to Molstead. I like that play. Does it in? No, it's long. It was a nice attack. Looking for a spot in the 5. Otterer will continue. Continue. Not sure where that came from. The right-hander puts it into play. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton the bump set. Over to Nash. Up over the block and drops it in. Point Cougs. I think one of the keys is to just get off to a nice start in this third set. Don't get in a 5, 6, 7, 8 hole here. Stay competitive throughout the set. Turn it on at the end. That's the plan. That would be my plan, but I'm not the one setting the plan. Over to the right side here. And I think that was Korducki. And that is a point for the Eagles. Korducki at the stripe. Sent over Nash there to pick this one up. The run through set, free balled over by Nash. The back set over the right side. Block gets a piece of it. That should have been a lift. It's not called. Nash rolls along the tape over. Brunn, Wellbrock, free balls it over. Loma. Johnson, misdirection there and unable to get that back. Newton running over towards the spectators. They had a lot of people here, of course, playing the host squad, I should say. Korducki continues at the stripe. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton. Nash has to free ball it over. Barely makes it, but it actually rolls off the tape, and that was an advantage as Loma not able to bring it back up. For the Eagles, and the serve moves over to the Cougars on the side out. Mary Kate Zembeck at the stripe. Right-hander sends it over. Korducki there to pick it up. The bump set over to the left side. Johnson rolls it over. Wellbrock looking for a spot in the 1. Defense not there. Not fooled on it. And this one certainly looked like a touch. It's called out. And either way, point Eagles. Rosner at the stripe. Wellbrock there. Jones drops it in nicely. Korducki laying out flat to get that one, unable to bring it up. Monaco will come in for Jones. And she will go to the service line for the Cougars. Wearing number 6. We'll let you have a little look at her serving here. Loma sent over by Johnson. Cougars set up here. Wellbrock, the roll shot up and over, looking for a place. Libero's right there, and wow, holy cow, that comes smashing in here. No damage done, I think, to anything. I think maybe you got a little excitement out of that one. We're in a little cove here at the back of the gym. There's the official live stream is right next door to us. That ball came blasting in here, but nothing hurt. Zembeck on the serve receive here is going to free ball this over. Loma there. Johnson looking for a spot. Braun Wellbrock. Defense picks it up for the Eagles, and Korducki sends this over. A couple of Cougars almost running together there. Zembeck and Eckhoff almost colliding on that one. And a 6-3 lead for the Eagles. Certainly we're hoping for the opposite here. See what the Cougars can cook up. The slide is the answer, and it's Tori Shaler on that one, and this one high into the arena. Eckhoff diving, almost smashing into the wall, but she's okay. And this one out. Wow. Nomensen at the line wearing number 1 for the Eagles. Oh, and this one right on the line. Line judge right in front of him. There's a little brighter spot on the floor there. That's exactly where it hit. So I couldn't really see it. Nomensen continues. Still trouble on the serve receive for the Cougars. I think that's what they're going to be working on in practice this week. Conference play opens Tuesday. The Crown Storm, I think they are the Storm as well, are going to be visiting Morris. Feel like we've played half the season already and we've not had a home match, which is a little crazy to think of. That's kind of how these things go, though. Most teams are on the road for the first 3 weeks unless you happen to get lucky and have a home match scheduled or you host a tournament. So teams like La Crosse, St. Mary's, and McAllister last weekend all host the tournaments. So, of course, they get to play at home. And at least in Laura's time with the program, we have not hosted a tournament. I imagine we have in the past. So we are not the benefit of that. For us personally, these trips aren't too bad. They're all about 1 or 2 hours away. But for the team to come from Morris is, well, it's a hike, that's for sure. So these ladies have been on the road constantly for the last 3 weeks. And I think you're starting to see it taking its toll here. They need a little break. They need some time at home, and they're going to get that next week, as there are 3 matches over the next week, and they are all to be played at James Gremmel's Court at the Cougar Sports Center on the campus of the University of Minnesota Morris. We can't wait to get up there. As Nomensen sends the serve in here, and Shaler, a nice play coming out of the timeout, puts that one down. 4 serving 9. I haven't told you the score for a while. Apologize for that. As Newton looks over for service direction. Right-hander puts it over. Nice serve. That is a service ace for Mackenzie Newton, the West Fargo Cheyenne High School product. Putting a good serve in there, and 5 serving 9. Only 4 points here. Newton sends it. Korducki there to pick this up. The back set. Nomensen doesn't make it over. Point Cougars, 6 serving 9. Only 3 points here now. Newton continues. Short serve here. Loma has to run up on it. On the left side, that is Reese Yoakum with a nice swing. Again, nobody here to shag balls, so Monaco has to come off the bench to send that one over to Johnson to serve here for La Crosse. The right-hander puts it over. Brunn there to pick this one up. Good pass over to the left side. Wellbrock up off hands. Loma there to pick it up. Korducki sends it wide on the cross-court shot. And it is 7-10. And the Cougars, again, clawing their way back into set number 3. A must-win if we want to extend the match. Wellbrock. Johnson there to pick this one up. And this one put down for the Eagles by Katie Koisman. Libero serves here for La Crosse, and that is a service ace for Ella Loma. As the Cougars unable to handle that one. Loma continues, and this one drifting. Comes right at us. No harm. It's going to bring Ava Brunn to the service line. We'll let you watch her serve here. Korducki. And that one successful for the Eagles. Otterer to the service line. 13 serving 8 here. All of a sudden really quiet inside Mitchell Hall. And I think that maybe that threw off Otterer a little bit on that serve as she puts that one into the net. We have a timeout to our right and to our left. So it was suddenly, you could hear a pin drop in here after it's been a pretty noisy environment all weekend here. As Sid Eckhoff to the line, puts it over. Johnson there to pick this one up. Over to the right side. Wellbrock here out of the back row for the Cougars. The bump set from Loma over to the left side. Nash is there. Quickly to Jones, drops it up over the block. Loma there to cover it. Nash makes sure that the overpass goes straight down on the Eagles' side. And this ball will come back over to the Cougars. 10 serving 13, not out of it by any stretch here. Eckhoff with a good serve. The back set. Oh, and a nice block, Jones. But they send it back, and the on-2 attempt from Newton is unsuccessful. And a big attack cross court there, I think, from Nomenson. For UWL. Korducki will come to the service line. 14 serving 10. Nash. Back to her. Pokes it over. Finds a spot in the donut. Lydia Nash. Good court vision there. Nicely done. Zembeck will put the ball into play here for the Cougars. And this one floats long, a knuckleball. You're hoping the air drops out of those, but it did not in that case. And Anna Rosner, about the time we make a little move and get within 2 or 3, they push it back to 4 or 5. Let's see what we can do here. And up off the tape, Brunn right there to get this one. Jones tips it up over the block. Nomenson there. Johnson. It's long. Point Cougs. Back to 3 again. 12 serving 15. Brunn goes out. Shaler in. Monaco to serve. The right-hander sends it over. Picked up by Korducki. Over to the right side. Newton there to get it. Wellbrock sends it back into the 1. Korducki there to cover this one. And the on-2 gets the Cougars the setter dump. 16 serving 12 for the Eagles. Nomensen at the line. And what are we waiting for now? All right, we're ready to go. It's been some odd delays in this match. I don't know what exactly is going on. Unfortunately, that does not help the Cougars as a short serve hits the floor in front of the defense here for Morris. Nomensen continues, wastes no time, goes right back into the same location. Picked up nicely this time. Shaler sent over. Point. Morris still only 4. 13 serving 17, but we're beginning to run out of time in the third set. The Cougars are going to make a move. Well, you know, needs to be now. Newton, good serve. Pushed all the way over to the left pin. Big swing there for Yoakum. The back set here, right side attack for Johnson up off the block, but picked up nicely by Brunn. Wellbrook, she hits it off high hands. And looking for a place here. Oh, ping pong volleyball. It is over as the Eagles reset. We're going to let this one hit the floor out of bounds. Nicely done. Cougars back to within 3 here. 14 serving 17. Now's the time. Newton right on the line. Back to the left side. Swatted over by Yoakum. And a good play there by Anna Molstead for the Cougars. And that elicits a timeout, and we're going to step away for just a second. We will be back with you momentarily. All right, teams coming back on the court here out of the timeout. Cougars chipping away at that lead. Newton at the stripe. Right-hander sends it over. Korducki there to pick this one up. She gets the swing out of the back row. Nice pickup there for Ava Brunn. Free ball over. Loma's there. Oh, Johnson with a big attack again. We're in a bad spot here for getting those cross-court attacks out of the middle. They're going to come right in here. But no harm done on that. Unfortunately, another point for the Eagles as Johnson earns her way to the service stripe. Wellbrock here with a swing. Loma there to pick it up all the way over to the left pin. Down the line. Nice dig there by Newton. The Eagles set up left side. That is Korducki. Quick in the middle. Shaler off the block and down. Back to 2. 16 serving 18. Who can be first to 20 here? That'll set the tone for the rest of the set. Something about the psychological advantage of getting into the 20s, which makes sense, I guess. Pushed over here by Koisman. She saw a spot in the 5 and just sort of floated it back there. Not much the Cougars could do with it, as that was pretty open in the back court there. Lohman serves here. The bump set from Newton over to Nash, up off hands. Johnson there to pick this one up, pushed over, and Korducky tools the block nicely. If you're unfamiliar with that term, it just means aiming on purpose at the blocker's hands on the outside of their hands with the intention of skipping the ball off, and it's called tooling or using the block. And we'll take that service error for Ella Loma as Ava Brunn will be at the line. That's a good serve, picked up by Johnson. And the attack is successful for Rosner. Boy, she must have seen that spot because she purposely sent that sort of opposite of what you would expect. I think she saw that opening in the 5 and dropped it in there nicely. Otterer, 21 serving 17. Perilous times here for the Cougars. Newton over to Molstead off hands, and they are going to get this back over. Scrappy team here, the Eagles. Oh, that's going to be an interference call. An illegal block. I don't know. Close. Hard to see from here, that's for sure. I think another timeout, but wow, we're getting down to the end here. Eagles 22. Cougars 17, third set. Cougars in danger of getting the broom themselves here after having delivered the broom earlier. We may get it ourselves here. Let's see what happens coming out of the timeout here. We're just going to keep the view out on the court. Coach Susan Guth giving some advice to the players here. Always would love to know what's all being said in that huddle, especially when things are not going well. I think you're always curious about what the teams are doing to make adjustments. Players supporting each other here, I think that's the main thing. I'm happy to see that. Otterer will continue at the line. Wellbrock there to pick this one up. Newton over to Nash. Block sends it back. We'll reload. Try it again to Wellbrock out of the back row this time. Loma. And that one set too tight to the net. Korducky not able to do anything with that one. 22-18, third set. Eagles taking the first two by identical scores of 25-19. Sydney Eckhoff puts this one into play. Loma there to pick this one up. The back set over to the right side. The block gets a piece of it. Ping pong, 1, 2, 3. Cougars diving in every which direction, attempting to get that one back up. Just can't do it. And I wouldn't be surprised but to see the towel come out here, and it does not. As the ball comes in and is thrown back out. And Korducky with the serve. Quick Jones. That's in. Nobody was back there at all. 5-6 seam. That was a nice play there for the Morris Cougars and could still come back and get this set. 19 serving 23. Zembeck at the line. Johnson takes first contact here. It goes back to her. The roll shot up over. Picked up by Zembeck. Pushed over to Wellbrock. And for contacts, the call here is that one does not clear the net. And that will bring Anna Rosner to the service line for the Eagles. Serving match point. Zembeck there. Jones sent over. The Eagles, the attack doesn't work. So first match point not successful. And Maggie Jones grabs the ball here and takes it back to the service line. The right-hander sends it over. Korducki there with the overhead pass, and it spins off and out. And hey, it's 21-24. Jones has a look of determination on her face here. Looking to extend the match are the Cougars. Johnson reaches in and takes this one. The back set over to Nomanson, and we're getting an out call. The block sends it back. I thought maybe that was in. There's some looking around here for anything, and nothing is called. No touches, no nothing else. So unfortunately, the broom comes out for the Cougars in the second match of the day. So we'll try to give you a quick recap here. And we'll let you look at the team as they wrap things up here. So a 1-2 weekend for the Cougars, starting last night with a crazy match with Augsburg. Augsburg taking the first two sets. The Cougars getting sets 3 and 4. And ultimately losing the fifth, but certainly a thrilling over 2-hour match for the Cougars in that one. And then coming out this morning with a nice sweep of Simpson College to bounce back. And I think we just ran out of gas. That's my assessment here. Team looked really tired to me in this last match, and I think they've just run out of steam. So the best thing that can happen to them right now is to get back home, get some rest. And it's only a couple of days until the conference opener with the Crown Storm coming into the Cougar Sports Center. And certainly the team will be more than happy to get back home. These weekend tournaments are fun adventures, I think. It's getting away from your normal routine a little bit, but at a certain point you really want to get back to your normal routine, and that's going to be the case as 3 matches upcoming here for the Cougars. We want to thank some people. I want to thank Becky Wellbrock and Mary Kay Hohenstein for assisting in moving equipment around. We brought in a lot of gear here, and there's a new facility for us, so you never know what you're going to find. I appreciate their help loading and unloading a couple of different times here, so pretty successful in everything. We had good support here from the host school, having no issue with us doing the live stream here. We want to thank our key sponsor, the Dan Stein Alligator Crocodile and Varmint Removal Service of Prior Lake, Minnesota. Appreciate President Stein's continued support. And I want to give a shout out to Mike Spoladoro, my better half of the Spoley Brock Sports Network, as his daughter is playing, I believe, at Whitewater this weekend in a tournament. The Bennies taking part over there with some great teams. We're interested to hear how that goes. And of course, we got that big quad coming up with the Bennies on October 14th. We're not going to want to miss that one. That should be a ton of fun. So I think that about does it from here. We're going to wrap up. Appreciate you viewers for joining us for these 3 matches. A lot of fun to do. Would have been nice to snag one more victory. Hard to get all 3, but it would have been nice to get 2. That always feels good to come out on the higher side of the 50% mark. But so it is for the Cougars. So we're going to say have a good afternoon here. We're going to wrap things up from Mitchell Hall, the home of the Eagles on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Everyone, have a good rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon.